Okay, so Trump, if he wins, will run the country the way he did from 2017 to 2021. Low inflation, growth, real wages up about 7%, deal after deal after deal after deal overseas, tariffs to punish countries he believes are ripping us off, conservative social pronouncements. He's not a culture warrior, Donald Trump, but he'll take the MAGA side because that's his base. That's how Trump will govern. Kamala Harris will try to change everything about American society. There's nothing traditional that she respects. Nothing. Therefore, the Harris-Walz ticket is the most leftist presidential duo in history by far. The one shocker, though, is that 82% don't like politics. So why? Why? That is a key question. Well, Donald Trump is one big reason. Though 81 million people voted against him in 20, a lot of people, they don't like him because he did a pretty good job. If you want to be honest and fact-based, Trump's 4 years is pretty good. When you read my book, Confronting the Presidents, out September 10th, I prove it. But I prove it here in my analysis anyway. He did a pretty good job compared to the Biden administration. The second thing is Kamala Harris. Now, Kamala Harris comes across as far and away the most progressive liberal candidate that we've ever had for president, ever, in this country. And traditional conservative people see her as very, very dangerous. You combine the anti-Trump with the anti-Kamala, you got 82%. That's where it is. We have a poll on BillO'Reilly.com. I'm going to keep it over one more day. Can Kamala Harris win the election? And 61% say yes. 39 say no. Well, she can win the election. If Trump continues to make mistakes, Kamala Harris can win. It's as simple as that. Now, if Trump changes course a little bit, he should win. Trump should win this election. Even now, with the media solidly behind Harris, Trump's got the stronger case if you go facts. I did some investigating in both camps, Trump and Harris. Both camps believe they're going to win. And I can tell you they're not faking it. Okay? Both candidates, their so-called people, analysts, advisors, believe they're going to win. That's rare. That's rare. Okay? Now, Hillary Clinton's people thought she was going to win. They rented the Javits Center out. They spent a lot of money on a post-victory celebration, and it collapsed. The last time around, nobody knew. And they were nervous. This time around, there's a little bit more confidence on both sides. So are they delusional? I don't know. Let's run it down. There are two polls that indicate Donald Trump is much stronger than the corrupt corporate media would have you believe. Those two polls are Trafalgar and Rasmussen. Okay? We can't vouch for those people. I don't really know who's paying them or what they're doing. But those two polls, and the Trump people believe those polls, they say that Trump is a very good chance to win. The media polls, mainstream, like NBC, have Harris ahead. In fact, NBC put one out yesterday, and it has party identification is fair. 42 Dem, 43 Republican, Independent 29. But listen to this. Gender, remember? I started waving this flag about 10 days ago. You got to tell us the gender. Well, in the NBC poll, female 52, male 48. That's not fair. Because more women will vote for Kamala. She'll carry women, whereas Trump will carry men. So if you're going to skew it 4, that's going to show up in the final number. NBC knows that. Okay, they know it. See? You see how they do it? Okay. Donald Trump helped himself in Butler, Pennsylvania. There's no doubt about that. Huge crowd. And if you read the AP and all of that, they don't want to name the crowd. They don't want to say how many. We call the state police. State police know how many were in. They won't say because they don't want Trump to look good. I mean, it's a scandal. And I got to put it at about 100,000, but I could be off. I wasn't there. I did talk to people who were there, and they said they've never seen a crowd like it. Trump had 100,000 in South Jersey. Remember that? But this one was. But the fact that the Associated Press and all the other wire services won't report the size of the crowd, and then whenever we want a crowd size, we call the state police, no matter what state it is. And they usually give you the info. Not here, not this. Nope. And the reason is Kamala Harris could never draw a crowd like that. And I'm not saying that with any party favoritism. That's the truth. That's the truth. And the AP had a really kind of nasty thing. All white. You know, would you do that if we're all black, AP? I don't think you would. But, you know, the subtle Associated Press, what they do. Okay, so Trump was very smart to do this, and I think he gained a little momentum by it. Roll the tape.
I want to just let you know that tonight I returned to Butler in the aftermath of tragedy and heartache to deliver a simple message to the people of Pennsylvania and to the people of America. Our movement to make America great again stands stronger, prouder, more united, more determined, and nearer to victory than ever before. We're going to make America great again. Going to win the election. Going to win the election. And to all Americans, whether you are Republican, Democrat, Independent, conservative, or liberal, or you have no label whatsoever, it makes no difference. Our movement, it belongs to you.
Okay. So I'm on the sideline of the New York Jet Minnesota Vikings game. That's why I went to London to see that game. I had business there too, and I'll tell you about it at the end, but went to the game. And the Jets are owned by Woody Johnson, the former ambassador to the Court of St. James, the British ambassador, okay, who's obviously a big Trump supporter. So we're having a conversation, Ambassador Johnson and me, and he goes, this Elon Musk thing is a game changer, don't you think? And you know me, I don't ever go along. I go, I don't know. I don't live in that world. I know Elon Musk reaches, what, 100 million people on X worldwide, but I don't know how that would translate into votes. But Ambassador Johnson was saying, this is huge. And of course, he could be right, because when it comes to anything social media, I'm a moron. I'm just not in that world. I can't calibrate it. Anyway, so Musk comes out of the closet. He really never in the closet. He was always a Trump supporter, and says this, go.
As you can see, I'm not just MAGA, I'm dark MAGA. Well, first of all, I want to say what an honor it is to be here. And, you know, the true test of someone's character is how they behave under fire. And we had one president who couldn't climb a flight of stairs, and another who was fist pumping after getting shot.
No emotion here. I gave you my opinion about 10 days ago. I thought Trump would win, but that wasn't a prediction. Here is the prediction, and it is based on data, okay? Not wishful thinking. I'm not believing what I want to believe. I analyze data, and you can see this data yourself. The Wall Street Journal printed it yesterday, and we've confirmed that it is accurate. Okay, the first one, the data is basically says that the Republican registration, voter registration among the GOP is way up. That's what I base my prediction on. For example, North Carolina, all right? The Democrats' advantage has fallen from 400,399 to just 113,000. That means that many, many more North Carolinians have gone over to the Republican side. The second one is Pennsylvania. And the Democrats' registration there, the advantage, has fallen from 686 to 281, 400,000. Then we go on to Arizona, where the Republicans now hold a 259,000 voter registration gap, all right, over the Democrats. And finally, Nevada, where the Democrats' advantage is 111, falling from 111 to just 45,000. So those are four swing states. And if Trump were to take all those states, he wins. And there's momentum on the GOP side. So O'Reilly, who's trained in this, remember, I have a master's degree in public administration from Harvard. I'm bragging, but it cost me a lot of money to get it, and I actually had to study, so I'm entitled to brag. But that's what I do. Okay, we're not emotional about this thing. Obviously, I don't want Kamala Harris to be president because she's so far left, I believe she'll damage the country, perhaps in a way that can't be repaired. Okay? So that's what I believe. Now, last time around, 158 million Americans voted. Astronomical turnout. I don't think it's going to be as high this time. I think it's going to drop down to about 135. Why? Because there are a lot of people who still don't like Donald Trump. But because the Harris-Biden administration, and I put her name first because she's the candidate now, has done such a dismal job and people are suffering financially, I think a lot of those people who hate Trump, who voted against him last time because they hate him, are going to stay home. That's just a gut feeling. I have no data to base that on, no polling to base that on. But I think it's going to happen. It's human nature. Now, here are the betting odds, and this is interesting. So the gamblers are the gamblers, right? Trump 63% to win, Harris 36%. But I wouldn't bet on my prediction because I was wrong 2 years ago with the red wave. And that was pointed out last night on News Nation. I hope you saw that, and we'll give you more information on it in a minute. 2-hour town hall, cast of thousands, and again, I'll lay it out for you later. But the fact that I was wrong 2 years ago became a talking point with pollster Frank Luntz. Go.
It's interesting that I'm on with Bill O'Reilly. I don't know if you remember that you and I talked about this in 2022, and I was very skeptical of how well Republicans were going to do. And he was very convinced that Republicans were going to have this big landslide.
I was wrong. Yep.
And that's the first time.
Whoa, that's
hold on.
That's impressive. Yeah. Hold on.
Okay.
But I've been right about everything. This show's over. Have a good night.
I haven't been right about everything else, but most things, including the Biden, wouldn't be running. So let's sum up the talking points memo. I predict Donald Trump will be the next president. I'm not going to bet on it, though, because it is an emotional situation. Whenever you have emotion involved, and we have big-time emotion here. When John McCain ran, not a lot of emotion with McCain. Mitt Romney ran, not a lot of emotion with Mitt Romney, okay? Donald Trump, off the chart emotion, both pro and con.
To watch the full episodes of the No Spin News, visit BillO'Reilly.com and sign up to become a premium or concierge member. That's BillO'Reilly.com. Sign up and start watching today.